Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Okay, today we're going to be talking about people that we haven't talked about in quite some time, and that is the Ballinger family. Now, whenever I speak about the Ballinger family, I'm specifically talking about Jessica Ballinger, Christopher Ballinger, and their family channel, okay? So if you do not know, for context, Jessica Ballinger is Colleen Ballinger's sister-in-law. Christopher Ballinger is Colleen Ballinger's brother, and they have a bunch of kids. They pop them out constantly so that they can keep the views up with their family channel, right? Now, I have seen that there has been so much discussion going around about Jessica and Christopher and their kids on social media over the last couple days, and I try my best, honestly, not to consume any of it because I'm trying to be far gone from even hearing about these people, but I'm so annoyed because I ended up getting a lot of these videos recommended to me. Whenever I dived into it, I saw that the videos were going incredibly viral. So I was like, what the hell is going on here? So I start watching them and I'm like, oh my god, this is something that I have called Jessica and Christopher out for many years, and they're still doing it and it's still happening. And I'm like, oh my god, this just shows that these family channels do not care about the well-being or the protection of their kids in any way. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. And it's so crazy. If you have been a viewer of me since the summer of everything that happened with Colleen, you knew that this was something that I always talked about because I knew that there were more eyes on my channel then, and it was something that I genuinely thought needed to stop, which was Jessica and Christopher basically putting their kids, specifically one of their kids, on display for the public to bully, make fun of, harass, for the sake of them getting more views. Now, what I want to do is watch this TikTok that is going viral and the conversation that is happening around it, and then Jessica has ended up responding to it, and I want to talk about that. Now, I do believe this is one of the only times they've properly addressed it, and still their response is abysmal, but basically what's happening is, again, Jessica and Christopher have a bunch of kids, and one of their kids in particular is called Parker. I wasn't going to name, but then I just realized that in all the videos we're watching, Jessica is literally calling Parker anyway, so just for context, it's their kid Parker, and he's very young, and Parker is very flamboyant, and good for him. He's good for him. Whenever I grew up watching the Ballinger family, as creepy as it sounds, but this is literally like the problem with family channels, I literally watched Parker like grow up before my eyes. That's literally what happens when, you watch a family channel, and obviously I was like 10 years old watching these videos, and so when I see all this happening now and I see Parker, growing into being like a preteen, teen, it's like so weird, and I'm like, oh my god, we should not be like seeing these people from the time that they're born. But anyways, that's beyond the point. Parker is very flamboyant and full of energy and full of life, and good for him. And they make these videos where it'll be Parker doing gymnastics, or Parker dancing, or Parker doing whatever, just living his life. And those videos will be the ones that for the Ballinger family will go significantly more viral, if not the only videos they'll get that'll go viral, specifically on TikTok, than anything else they post, right? No one's really watching family channels. No one's really watching the Ballinger family in 2025. So the only real time they get engagement is when they post videos of Parker. Now, the reason that these videos do really well is no further than looking in the comment section. The comment section will get filled with slurs, it'll get filled with homophobic comments, it'll get filled with creepy predatory comments, all about Parker and Parker being more flamboyant. Now, the problem with this is, even on my channel, we have called Jessica and Christopher out for this kind of pandering towards the audience that bully specifically Parker so that they can get more views, and they know that it's happening, right? They know that it's happening because, again, look at their views. Their videos that only do really well are the ones of Parker, where they go viral with people being incredibly nasty towards him. But you know what? I guess the view's a view, and it's always upset me, and it's always really pissed me off, because I just think that when Parker, grows up and really understands social media, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that, I don't think kids are dumb in any way. I think that there's a level of understanding anyways, but I'm saying that when he grows up and really starts to understand, comment sections and the dangers of online as well, he will have a lot of image issues, personality issues. He will have a lot of self-esteem issues, all because his parents chose profit over his well-being. and protection. And I think that that is absolutely disgusting. And I cannot believe that when I saw that the Ballinger family were going viral again, because again, why are the Ballinger family going viral in 2025? Oh, of course, because they're doing this yet again. I just cannot believe that this is something that we really drilled in on my channel in 2023, and this is still happening. And this is still the way that they're getting their views. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think it really goes to show who they are as people. I have zero respect for Jessica Ballinger. I have zero respect for Christopher Ballinger. I feel so terrible for the kids who, by the way, pull in money for their families, but yet they have to wait to get their own bedroom until they're in their teenage years. What the fuck's that all about? I saw that on the Colleen Ballinger snark as well. Someone said that to me. Jesus Christ. Fuck's going on over there? But it's just, it really is so disgusting to me that yet again, they're going viral for the sake of not protecting their kid. And you know what's really interesting to me before we watch the video? What's really interesting is I remember years and years and years ago, YouTube implemented these new rules, which I think turned the comments off on family channels because they were being overridden by pedophiles commenting on the videos. And so YouTube stepped in and decided to basically, I don't know if it was demonetized, but they definitely turned the comments off, if you're not aware, on these videos that featured kids to kind of protect the kids. Now, I remember that Colleen Ballinger ended up making a video coming after YouTube saying, well, why are we being punished? Why are we being punished? Basically siding with the people that would comment these things rather than YouTube trying to protect the kids, which is funny that a corporation like YouTube, who gives no fucks about any of us, is trying to protect your kids more than you do. I always think back on that moment about Colleen being really pissed that YouTube did that, and it really does just go to show that this entire family as a whole really do prioritize kind of exploiting the kids and throwing the kids to the forefront for views and for money. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. I think it shows a terrible level of parenting. I think it shows a terrible level of respect for your kids. And I think the kids of these family channels will grow up to resent the parents, and the parents are going to be in for a real hard time once the kids, you know, approach their late teen years and adult years. And we're starting to see this already with the likes of Family Channel kids growing up and suing their parents or trying to change laws so that kids can't be filmed or can't be exploited or can't be at the mercy of a comment section. And you know what I will say as well, because I do know that Jessica Ballinger is going to be watching this video. Hi, Jessica. Long time no see, babe. Hope you're doing well. Can't believe you're still doing the same old shit. But what I will say to you, Jessica, is there will come a time where your kids will genuinely disown you because of what you're currently doing to them. And wake up. Stop putting your child Parker at the hands of thousands of comments that are tearing apart his entire identity. He is going to grow up to not only resent you, but resent himself because you and his father did not protect him and instead prioritized comments and views. And it's absolutely fucking disgusting. It's so fucking disgusting. And I don't know if I'm more passionate about this because, again, I grew up watching these people, so there's a level almost more like where I'm like, I want to protect them, which again is weird within itself and incredibly parasocial, which goes to show that like family channels they shouldn't be a thing because I shouldn't even be saying that, but I'm acknowledging it, but I'm just saying that's why I feel more passionate about like these kids than like a random other family channel, because I watched them grow up and I shouldn't have watched them grow up because why the fuck are you filming that? But I just cannot believe that things like this are going viral again. Jessica has the audacity to address it and is kind of passing it off again. Fuck these people. Fuck these people. So let's get into it, okay? Also, I just want to let you know, I know a lot of people were seeing my posts about my tour company, and I'm so sorry to anyone who was going to the San Francisco show. Let me tell you, there is a lot of shit going on behind the scenes with the tour company, and we'll dive into that soon. But more importantly, my New York independent show, I have paid for this. I have booked it myself. The tickets are really cheap because it's not about profit. It literally is just about doing a show, like a one last thing, because that experience wasn't great. So I want to have one last good one to make this worthwhile. It's called the Tortured Muckers Department. It is one night only in Brooklyn, 11th of July. It is in a couple weeks, and you can get tickets at muckersworld.com or in the link down below. There is less than, I think, 40 tickets left before we sell the place out. Please come. I promise it'll be really fun. It's a whole brand new show, and I'm excited to do a show where it's not a horrendous experience for me. So let's get into this. So this was the video that did the rounds and it got 1.2 million views, and I think and counting on TikTok. Shout out to the Colleen Ballinger snark for posting that, which, by the way, I have not looked on the Colleen Ballinger snark since genuinely a very, very, very long time. I cannot believe how steady growing it still is, because I like see Colleen's, channel, and I'm like, damn, I feel like there's more people on the snark than watch her videos. Guess that's what happens when you're a horrible person.
The Ballinger family isn't slick. I see what they're doing, and it's very harmful. The family's been known for exploiting those kids. However, it just got to a point where it's, like, significantly worse. So the middle boy in the family, mind you, he's not even, like, 11 years old. He's, like, 10 or something. He's a little bit more flamboyant than everyone else. He, like, wears pink, and he does gymnastics, and he loves to dance, and he's, like, again, very flamboyant. He's, like, 10, and I don't want to say anything about his sexuality because people don't know at that age, but people are just assuming it online. And the parents see that, and they play into it so much. They used to post family challenges, and, like, honestly, there and in content with a boy alone, the comments are absolutely disgusting and just straight up so homophobic to this poor 10-year-old boy. And none of the comments are filtered. If the kid goes on social media, he could see every little comment that is making fun of him, and it's terrible. And it got worse recently.
And also, people his age will also see it as well.
Because it's,
which you remember at that age, all you want to be is liked by your peers.
Now every video being of the boy, and it's not the rest of the family, or it's the rest of the family and the boy, but he's their cash cow. Like, he is just what makes them money because that's what everyone's talking about. I don't know much about this family. I don't know if he goes to public school. He probably doesn't because he's related to the Ballingers. But if this kid is seeing what's going on, he's going to grow up and have major problems, like self-image issues, just like bullying. And you cannot convince me that these parents care about this kid, because they wouldn't put their kid in that situation if they cared at all. If they did care, they'd be deleting comments. They'd be turning off the comments, and they'd be posting their family content. Just as, like, a family.
And again, it goes to show that when YouTube turned the comments off on their channels, they had a problem with it. Because, again, they want the attention, they want the money, they want the clicks.
I mean, it's still not great, but, like, if they cared at all, they wouldn't have these comments continually on every single video making fun of their son. In my opinion, this is, like, basically as bad as what Colleen was doing. The whole family's messed up. They all use and abuse them damn kids for views.
What are people saying on this? All right, they're talking about Jessica's response, which is what we're going to respond to. It's another Ribby, Frankie, Eugenia, Cooney dysfunctional family. These poor kids. Wow, there's a lot of discussion going on about this. Jessica and Christopher decided to ride the coattails of Miranda Singh's success. They quickly learned that child exploitation was a lucrative business and pumped out children in quick succession. True. Their children became their employees. They pulled them from school and broadcasted their lives for clicks. Chris credits himself as a writer on Haters Back Off, a wildly inappropriate Netflix show for children. Can't wait for one of these TikTokers to dissect the show. Jessica is a greedy woman in garish, I don't know what that means, lipstick and white panty. What are we doing? Hopefully the kids will break free Ribby Frankie style and all will be revealed. Okay, so let's get to Jessica's response, which, by the way, is piss purr. Literally
Parker
piss purr. It's fucking piss purr.
A day.
Here we go. Hey Jessica, hope you're well. Haven't spoken in a while.
A day. Basically, TikTok has this setting that will pop up, like if I block a bunch of people, or I don't really know. I don't know what activates it, but it's called like creator safety something. And
first of all, you don't know what the setting is? Okay, then stop posting videos about your kids and figure that out first. Maybe that'll be a great start, Jessica.
Basically, when TikTok activates that with the intention to keep creators safer, I guess,
her talking about her kids being bullied online. I guess they're trying to, like, protect, I don't know.
Unravels all the safety nets that I have already placed on our channel. So, for example, I have it set where I approve all comments, and then when TikTok puts this on, it allows all comments.
Okay, that's really interesting. So Jessica Ballinger is saying that she has the setting on that she approves all comments, okay, on their TikTok. Now, let me really quickly go to the Ballinger family TikTok. So she's saying that she approves every comment, right? I just struggle to believe that that is true. I mean, I'm scrolling through these videos, and the videos have they range from 50 comments to literally, it's always the ones of Parker, by the way, dancing, that have 1,532 comments. Now, again, for reference, a video without Parker, 62 comments. A video with Parker dancing has, let me go to this, 941. One without Parker, 30. One with Parker, 1,562 comments. Jessica, you're not approving shit, in my opinion. A video of Jessica and her husband, 20 comments. One with Parker, 800 comments. So that's funny, isn't it, Jessica? That the videos with the most amount of engagement and comments, specifically, because you're focusing on comments, are the ones that are solely about Parker. And all the comments are bullying him. Okay.
But then like doesn't allow things that like in the past I've deleted. Like it sets up its own protocol, but makes it less protected. And that happened over the weekend, and it was really frustrating. It puts, obviously, it just puts out a lot of stuff that we don't want out there. And like, that was very...
I cannot believe that she has the audacity to say this, and it's her kids that are dealing with this.
Frustrating. And so now I'm trying to get it back to how I have it normally set. And so now, because I have it now back to...
Me when I'm laughing about my kids going viral by being bullied.
I approve all the comments that show up. It says creator approves all the comments, but it still has those like weird comments that TikTok had approved.
Weird comments, as in homophobic and threatening comments. All right. Jessica, honey, what are we doing here? What are we doing, baby? What are we doing, Jessica? What the fuck are we doing?
So it looks like I approved those. I did not approve nasty comments. I would never do that.
You don't approve nasty comments? Then why are the ones with Parker having over 1.5 thousand comments? You approved all those? If you did approve all those, Jessica, then Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you, woman?
I work really hard to keep things like protected in our space. How
about you just don't post your kids? If you have to work really hard to protect them online, maybe they shouldn't be posted online.
I strongly believe that kids and humans should be able to be themselves, and it's good as long as they're good humans, you know, and that they should be able to live freely as who they are. And I think it's really important and valuable for kids to see other kids and other adults and other people.
But you know that's not who's watching these videos.
Being able to express themselves as they are and as they were born. I think that is so important. And anyway, I just want to say today, if you want to go and give lots of support to Parker, especially in our videos, he would really appreciate it.
Jessica, what are we doing? You're having to issue a statement for people to go give love to Parker in the comments? What are we doing? Oh, these kids are going to expose her ass, aren't they?
Appreciate that. We would appreciate that. We just all the love. We need it this weekend if you can.
Shared love and positive thoughts. This is really, really, really... I can't believe I'm still talking about the same topic. You know what I mean? And people may be like, oh my god, Adam, I can't believe you're still talking about it too. Yeah, I can't believe nothing has ever changed. And I can't believe it's only getting worse over time. The fact you have the audacity to be like, everyone, please go send Parker love in the comments, you know. Are you serious? Are you serious? I also just think there's a nerve now of family channels where they just like believe that they're unstoppable, and then it comes crashing down like the Ribby Frankie of it all. Can't believe I'm making such a similar video as what I made a couple years ago, and it's only gotten worse. Jessica, Christopher, I'm gonna give both of you a little bit of advice right now, because I know you used to come to me years ago for advice. You've got to pull back on the Parker videos. If you're at a bare minimum not gonna post, and Jessica, again, honey, I know you're watching this. If you're not going to stop posting your kids, that is one thing, right? But you have got to pull back on the Parker shit, because you're going to forever fuck Parker up. And whenever Parker grows up, not only is he going to fully resent you, I know you think you keep them in a bubble, he's going to fully resent you, and that's the kid that'll speak up against you, okay? You've got to stop. You've got to stop. What a weird family. Oh my god. All right, muckers. I'll talk to you in my next one. I hope you're all doing very well, and goodbye.